I want to use this medium to portray a simple fact. We are lost. A good number of us have been lost for the longest time. I'm sure the thought has crossed your mind in passing once. How did I end up here? For many of us, we're in places where we couldn't even imagine ourselves being 5 to 10 years down the line, for better or worse. And while this could be for a number of reasons, some completely out of our control, like a flash flood that carried the house away. But more often than not, I believe it's the little things. A negative word spoken to you while growing up by an adult you regarded. The times you gave up way too early. The daily routine you follow. All these minor things that you don't even consider have slowly diverted us from our chosen paths in life. You see, the human mind prioritizes the present over the future. I'm sure you've had it all before. It's nothing new. So how to expand on that? Imagine you're a student and you have a really important national exam to prepare for. Because of how it's presented, the scale of what you're dealing with doesn't quite sync. And you find yourself goofing off, even though you know how important the exam is. That is Zoom fatigue. It is the idea that the longer you focus on small details, the harder it becomes to pull back and see the bigger picture. This is the consequence of a mind so conditioned by small obsessions that its perspective has become lost. A guy in his mid-20s has always been passionate about starting something of his own. A business, a creative venture, an idea he pinned on his fridge. He knows it, and it's always been at the back of his mind. But today, his boss sent him a slightly passive-aggressive email, and he spent the last 3 hours mentally drafting responses and replaying the tone of the message. He's not sure if he's being undermined, checking to see if his other colleagues got the same email. Tomorrow, he obsessed about something else. Next week, something else again. The dream isn't going anywhere. It just keeps getting pushed back by whatever is loudest that day. That is false urgency. Each individual distraction feels legitimate. The email was real, the stress was real. He never identifies the pattern, and it feels to him like life keeps getting in the way. 10 years later, he's still at the same job. And even then, the time still isn't right yet. It wasn't one dramatic moment that derailed him. It was 10 years of emails that felt important. A lady in her early 30s has it in mind that she needs time to think. I really know where she's headed in life, but right now she's stressed and has to finish her project before the end of the week. But next week is another project and another. Things slow down and then pick back up again. The stress becomes a different kind of stress, and she never gets to have that conversation with herself because there's always a reason why now isn't the right time. She's not avoiding it on purpose. She knows she'll get to it. She's just waiting for life to create the perfect conditions. But those conditions never come because life doesn't pause and an epiphany won't arrive on its own. Years pass and she can no longer recall the version of herself she always thought she would be. That is passive perspective. It is the quiet assumption that a radical change or insight is something that happens to you rather than something you have to choose. She should have gone looking for the change that she wanted and not waited around. You are the pilot of your life. And you take the front seats. Don't let life toss you around, every small thing pulling the wheel. Instead, take it back. You are the one that gets to choose. So, do you get it?